Hi, my name is Christina Doggett.
My name is Tyler Stanley.
My name is Cyril Rhodes.
My name is Matthew Simpson.
I'm studying electrical engineering.
My major is biomedical engineering.
I'm an electrical and computer engineering major.
I currently work at SpaceX in Los Angeles, California. I studied aerospace engineering and graduated in 2024.
I learned about my co-op program through one of the co-op info sessions. Pam Florianzia, she came into a study session that I was having. I was totally inspired by her energy and she really hyped it up, and yeah, I just went from there.
Actually a LinkedIn post that was advertising for it, but after I had applied, I also saw them at the engineering career fair.
From my family, because I have two older brothers that also went to state. One was ECE, one was ME, and they both did the co-op program. They just kept emphasizing how great the program was, how great the people were in the program, and it worked for them, so I figured it'd work for me too. And it did!
So the company I co-opted with was Lauren Consulting Engineers, and I was with them for 3 rotations, and I plan to do 1 more. At this engineering firm, we did a lot of work on healthcare buildings. I was in charge of placing where outlets go on walls, where the fire alarms and smoke alarms are positioned, and basically circuiting all of that stuff and figuring out how that fits into the electrical system in the building.
I did my co-op at VMRU, and I did 2 rotations. I did summer and then the following fall. My co-op was innovation engineering, and so we were trying to come up with a new product that would be able to more quickly detect sepsis in patients. And so I was working on the background kind of testing of a device that had already been developed by the rest of the engineering team. And I was doing the testing both in a biosafety level 2 lab and also in the engineering lab with SolidWorks, 3D printing, that sort of thing.
I was the electrical engineering co-op. I shadowed my coworkers and asked them questions about what they were doing. And I started to be trained on some of the software and the systems that we use in the industrial automotive industry.
I did a non-traditional co-op where I did 3 separate rotations at 3 separate companies. That was really cool because I got to experience a bunch of different flavors of aerospace while also doing the co-op program and getting course credit for that. My favorite project was at SpaceX at Kennedy Space Center. I was able to automate a gas system for the Falcon 9 refurbishment process. And that was really cool because I got to design all the hardware, write all the software that would actually take in the data from the sensors, buy the sensors, and install them. And it was a really cool, holistic start-to-finish project.
My co-op rotation prepared me for a career after college in that it taught me how to have a good work ethic and how to plan tasks out for myself and how to schedule things. The place I was working at, that kind of field is one of the many options I could go into as an electrical engineer, and I think it's the one that I do plan on going into.
I think that the co-op was extremely beneficial to getting me prepared for a career after college. The co-op, they really treat you like you're a full-time employee. The benefits were all the same, all of the meetings I was a part of, but it really makes you feel like you are there, full-time and don't have an end date, and so all of that kind of, makes you really prepared for being in industry after.
The biggest lesson that I learned was the ability to convince stakeholders, other people on your team, that your solution is the best. When you're an intern, you've got smaller scale projects and it's less stress in order to be able to convince people that you need to do a specific solution this way. And being able to do that, determining risks to cost, schedule, if your product is going to do the fit, form, and function that it's required to do, is really cool at a smaller scale and really prepares you for a full-time career where you're doing that on a larger scale with more people involved.
If you are looking for a co-op, there's a lot of resources out there. You can check out EPAC, you can go to the career fairs, you can talk to career counselors and that sort of thing. And there is definitely a difference between doing an internship and a co-op. I think that having 6 or 8 months of work experience rather than 2 or 3 months of a summer internship will always be better, and it'll always make you better prepared. And so if that's something that you're at all interested in, certainly don't hesitate to at least ask about it.
Don't be afraid to go far and wide for your co-op journey. I went to a different state and across the country for my co-op, and that was really cool because you get a few months to live in a new area and experience different things. I think that's really cool. Tips for getting involved in co-ops. There's 2 main ways you can do it. The first one is either through NC State, having them navigate your co-op journey for you, or you can do what I did and sort of take that process into your own hands, applying to internships and co-ops specifically for you, and then looping in NC State to make sure that you're meeting all the requirements.
Don't be fearful of being delayed by a semester or two when you take time off of school to co-op, because the experience that you get from that and the way that it adds up before you're even graduated, it completely outweighs whatever benefits graduating in 4 years flat could have for you.
Co-oping was one of the greatest experiences that I had at NC State, and it really set my course for my career outside of NC State. Go Wolfpack!